Looking forward to the year. I think like most, today kind of marks, I guess, the beginning of everything for us. Official media day, and I believe our league released polls today, and I think it's getting close to basketball time, and we'll be tipping it off here in about, I guess, 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks. It's a little bit different this year for us. We got a little bit more direction where we're going and how we're going about it. The guys have been working hard in practice, but we still have a long ways to go, and very challenging schedule this year, starting obviously with 3 straight home games, and then I believe at Xavier, and then the Charleston Classic, and so on and so on. So we will be tested come January for sure, and as always, our ultimate goal is to win our conference tournament and hopefully get over this NCAA tournament drought, which is, I'm sure, the hopes of many people in Springfield, Missouri. So that's about it.
Coach, you said a couple weeks ago that it would surprise you if you were picked to win the league in these polls. Just your thoughts now that you have been picked to win the league.
I am surprised because I think that you have to, in my personal opinion, you have to really have an understanding of not just the hype, but you have to have an understanding of what it takes to win a league, and it can't just be because you feel like somebody's got good players, and that's kind of what I think this whole thing's about with us being picked to win the league. We haven't won the league here in quite some time. In fact, we've only won this league one time. So for us to just be picked to win it, in my opinion, it's just it's almost like someone hears somebody else say something's really good, and then they just jump on board and ride with it, right? I mean, there's not a lot of substance to it. I mean, we've got to try to use a better level of knowledge when we make these type of decisions. So that's just my honest truth about it. I mean, it's just, I guess the legendary coach at Alabama, Nick Saban, calls it rat poison. I think it's probably a little bit of rat poison, to be quite honest. We're a half-court shot away from playing game last year. We just had 2 guys picked on an all-league team that's never played a minute at our school. I mean, people voting, which hopefully is no one in here. I'm not talking bad about you, but I mean, you don't even know if James Prim is practicing hard every day, right? You don't know if Tulio worked on his game this summer. I mean, but it does mean that the season's near, and I'll take it for that. Yep.
Are they working hard in practice?
They're working hard, but I don't think that we are. I don't think our approach to practice is the mindset of trying to get better every day. I know a lot of coaches say get better every day, but you have to get better. I mean, that's what practice is about. I don't know if our approach is quite at the level that it needs to be right now in terms of our focus, our communication, our retention, our carryover. It's just not quite there yet. And we're about 15 in, and we got about 15 more before we play a game. There's still a lot of time, but we've got it. It's not just going hard, right? I mean, if the expectation was to finish 500, then yeah, going hard will get you 500. I mean, we proved that last year. We had a hard playing team. We got 500. Well, if the expectation is the championship, then you got to do more than play hard. You got to play smart. You got to play together. You got to be tough enough, and you got to be resilient. So there's a lot. And 15 practices in for a team that's never done it in this league, we haven't had enough time to do what you got to do.
When you talk about those, younger guys, new guys, and they get some news like this that they're picked to win it, is there a worry that it kind of goes to their head before they ever have the opportunity to earn it essentially on a court?
Well, it shouldn't, because I don't think we're picked to win it because of our new guys or our young guys. We're probably picked to win it because of what last year's group was able to accomplish by finishing tied for third, as well as we've got 2 returners that are, in my opinion, 2 of the best players in the league. So I think I think those guys are a bigger part of it than maybe the new guys or the young guys. Again, it's just, if you look at last year's rankings, 5 teams finished lower than what they were picked. 3 finished the same, only 2 finished higher, us and Drake. So you just can't put a lot of stock in them. And I don't think our guys will do that either. Now, I'm not gonna let them, I'm not gonna bust their bubble. I think we all, we all like to feel a little bit good about ourselves, right? We all like to, tweet something or Instagram something, so I'll give them that for today. But we'll need to move on past this here about 4 o'clock or 4, whatever time y'all let me practice today, we need to move past this.
So you were busy in the offseason kind of picking these guys, getting them to come to Missouri State this year. So, let's talk like the positives of some of those guys that you have. Who's surprised you a little bit, and who do you think the fans will be excited to watch?
Oh, sure. Yeah, I mean, now there's a lot of positives about the group, right? Number one, they're all great kids. We really enjoy coaching them. I mean, we really look forward to coming and coaching them. They're very competitive kids. They're very respectful kids. They're coachable. We coach them pretty hard. I mean, no one's disrespectful or anything like that. They like to have fun together. They're pretty good kids. I mean, I think they're typically, just a typical kid. However old they are, we got some old ones and some young ones, but we really enjoy teaching them and being around them, and we like their families, we like their support system. There are a lot of positives about all of our new guys, and we really do feel like one big family, and that word's thrown around, but that's really what it is and what it should be, and that's probably why it's thrown around. But I'm looking forward to these guys. I mean, they want to be coached, and they in their heart they want to be good, but in their brain right now they're trying to tell themselves there's another way to do it. But in fact, there's only one way to do it, and eventually they'll turn that corner.
Coach, even though you have a lot of new faces on the team this year, how much easier is that buy-in factor now that you are 1 year in as a coach? How much easier is your job in that regard?
So getting them to buy in, half that battle is bringing in guys that want to be part of what you're selling. So it's a lot easier this year. We although there's some new faces in terms of the games, you look at Tyreek Dixon, Josh Hall, they were in practice every day last year. And so they've been around. And then obviously, Gage Prim, Lamont West, Isaiah Mosley, Jamonte Black, Ford Cooper, I think those are all the new guys. We went out and evaluated them and got to know them, and the same things that we sell in recruiting are what we sell with our program. So the buy-in has been night and day different from day one, and that's just to be expected. We all know last year when you take over a program, you kind of, you inherit a roster, and everybody didn't sign up for that, and that's no problem. It's just the way the world works. So buy-in has been night and day different, and we're a little bit ahead of where we were last year in terms of what we have in, and being able to have more fluid practices. I mean, we've been scrimmaging since the last week and a half. So last year we couldn't get the scrimmages until maybe a week later. So the buy-in has definitely been something that's been on a little faster track.
How have you kind of noticed the excitement in the community over the year, just 1 year?
Yeah, everybody's really excited. I think, I've noticed it a lot, obviously, but people want to be good, and people want to have something to cheer about, and they want a winner, and they want a champion, they want an NCAA tournament, and our players are easy to like and easy to root for. They're exciting players, they're good kids, and not taking anything away from anything else in our town or on our campus, but I just think Springfield, Missouri is a basketball town, and any time that they have a team that they feel is going to be good, they really get them excited, and it sure beats them being unexcited. So we felt that, and that's a good thing, and hopefully we show it in our support this year of the players, and our game day atmosphere hopefully is even better than what it was at times last year.
Can you talk about Tulio? I mean, at this time last year, he wasn't even expected to play. And then where you're at being, for you as a coach, being able to utilize him, and then has he improved over the summer?
Yeah, so, this time last year, I think he wasn't, I don't think he was cleared yet, I don't think. He had a bout this summer, a mild case of, I don't want to say mild, but he had a sickness this summer that kind of set him out for a little bit. But other than that, I think he's really tried to work on his game. It's going to be a different game for Tulio this year at times because of some of the added players that we have. But he's still the same athletic, hybrid, mobile forward that he's always been. We're looking forward to see if he's mature enough to handle the expectations this year. We're trying to see if he's mature enough to handle the little bit of success that he had last year. I mean, I think it's easy, even not just Tulio, but myself, our staff, our whole program. I mean, it's easy to handle, it's easy to feel like you had success when expectations were really, really low, and now expectations are really, really high. So I'm interested to see what his approach is going to be, and he along with our entire team right now, everyone's approach needs to continue to grow and be better. And so I have the utmost confidence that will happen, but that's kind of where we are right now.
Let's go 2 more questions for Coach and stay on schedule.
As someone last year who came into this community, have you had any conversations with Coach Mox? Has she picked your brain at all about kind of the area in the program?
A little bit. When she first came, we spent a little time together, tried to help her with whatever I knew. But I think, the Lady Bears program is such a good program, not just in this community, but across the country. So much success that I think, my message to her was, congratulations on taking over a great situation. I mean, it's, as a first-time head coach, I mean, it's got to be a dream come true to have a job in which you pretty much have everything you need to be successful, and such a good group of players that she took over. As far as I know, I only know them off the floor, right? And they're phenomenal every time I have an encounter with them. So really happy for her, and our door's always open if we can help her. But she's got to do it her way, and we do it our way. And but I think she'll do a great job.
You've talked about how there's no one in the valley like Lamont West. How do you think that's going? Do you think it's going to be an advantage to him, and how do you think it's going to be an advantage to him?
Yeah, I think the thing for Lamont that makes him unique, not necessarily when I say there's no one like him, I don't think he's just better than everybody. I just think he's unique in the sense that he can play 3 different positions, and he is definitely a mismatch problem against other teams' 5 men. Like if we were to play him at the 5, I mean, he's really skilled. He can shoot, he can put the ball on the floor, he can score his back to the basket. It just gives us such an advantage to be able to have a player with his maturity and his experience and his skill set. I think that for us, we're going to have to make sure that we make the best decision each game, putting him in the best position to be successful that game. And some games, like in our non-league, could be at the 3, where we need to be bigger. In the middle of February, it could be at the 5, where we may need to be smaller. So we just have to make sure we're putting him in the best position to be successful. And then obviously, whichever position he can guard is probably the one that he's going to play. So we're looking forward to having someone like him.